In 2025, Jakarta officially became the largest city on Earth, 42 million people, more than the entire population of Canada, packed into one metropolitan area. It overtook Tokyo, which had held that title for 70 years. But this is not a cause for celebration. Because at the exact moment Jakarta became the world's biggest city, it was also disappearing. Right now, Jakarta is sinking into the ground at a rate of up to 25 centimeters per year in its northern districts. Global sea levels rise at about 3 millimeters per year due to climate change. Jakarta's land is sinking 30 to 75 times faster than that. 40% of the city already sits below sea level, and the projections say that by 2030, 90% of North Jakarta will be underwater. So how does a city of 42 million people disappear? Jakarta sits on the mouth of the Ciliwung River, on a flat coastal plain made of thick alluvial soil. Compressed river sediment up to 400 meters deep in some places. This soil compacts naturally over time, but that alone would not cause a crisis. The real problem is water, specifically the absence of it. About 60% of Jakarta's residents have no access to piped water, so they drill wells, millions of them. Households, hotels, shopping malls, office towers, all drilling deep into the aquifers beneath the city, pumping out groundwater at industrial scale. When you remove water from underground reservoirs, you create voids. The soil above collapses into those voids, the surface drops, and the city sinks. Here is the cruelty of the situation. The wealthy developments drilling the deepest wells, the luxury towers, the five-star hotels, sit on higher ground in central and south Jakarta. The people drowning in the consequences live in the low-income coastal settlements of the north. The rich extract the water, the poor sink beneath the floods. And flood Jakarta does. The city sits at the confluence of 13 rivers flowing down from the highlands. Every monsoon season, those rivers swell. At the same time, the sea pushes back through Jakarta Bay. When both happen simultaneously, river flooding and tidal surge at once, the water has nowhere to go. It backs up, it overflows. It enters homes, streets, hospitals, schools. In December 2019, a single day of rain dropped 38 centimeters on the city, the highest daily rainfall on record. Rivers burst, floodgates failed. 4 meters of water swallowed entire neighborhoods. 66 people died. Nearly 400,000 were evacuated. International airport runways went underwater. The economic damage ran into hundreds of millions of dollars. And it was not an anomaly. It was a preview. Researchers project that by 2050, the majority of Jakarta will sit below mean sea level. The city's 13 rivers will stop flowing freely to the sea because their mouths will be below the waterline. Coastal defenses would need to be raised continuously, year after year, in a race the city cannot win. The Indonesian government reached the same conclusion. In 2019, President Joko Widodo announced that the country would abandon Jakarta as its capital entirely and build a brand new city from scratch, 1,200 kilometers away in the rainforests of Borneo. The new capital is called Nusantara, planned as a smart, green, sustainable city on geologically stable ground, away from flood zones, earthquakes, and subsidence. It is the most dramatic admission of urban failure in modern history. A government declaring that its own capital city is no longer viable. But here is what makes Jakarta's story so significant beyond its own borders. Jakarta is not alone. Bangkok is sinking. Manila is sinking. Dhaka is sinking. Shanghai has sunk nearly 3 meters in the last century. Groundwater extraction under rapidly growing cities is a global pattern. Jakarta is simply the most extreme case, the city that got there first. Even if Nusantara succeeds, 10 million more people are projected to move to Jakarta by 2050. It will remain Indonesia's economic heart, regardless of where the government offices move. The flooding will continue, the sinking will continue, and 42 million people will continue to live in a city built on ground that is slowly giving way beneath them. Jakarta is proof that a city can win every measure of growth and lose everything that matters. The largest city on Earth is sinking, and the world is barely paying attention. Empires rise on paper, and sometimes on the ground that slowly disappears beneath them.